Very, very happy to be amongst you guys. It actually reminds me of my own school days. It's a pleasure to be among students. It feels really, really nice because I myself am a student and Gaur Kumar Prabhu is the professor. uh, so we'll just read this Srimad Bhagavatam verse. Then we'll read the translation and then we'll get into the class. I'll just recite this verse. Mallanam ashanirnam naravara strinam smaro murtiman gopanam swajano satam kshitibhujam shasta swapitro shishuhu Mrutyurbhojapater virada vidusham Tattvam param yoginam Vrishninam paradevateti vidito Rangam gata sagrajam. So this is a very, very beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, which is specifically talking about Krishna Lila. And this is also has a very interesting translation. Can one of you please read the translation? Anyone?
The various groups of people in the arena regarded Krishna in different ways when he entered it with his elder brother. The wrestlers saw Krishna as a lightning bolt, the men of Mathura as the best of males, the women as Cupid in person, the cowherd men as their relative, the impious rulers as a chastiser, his parents as their child, the king of the Bhojas as death, the unintelligent as the Supreme Lord's universal form, the yogis as the absolute truth, and the Vrishnis as the supreme worshipable deity.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So this beautiful verse and beautiful meaning, in that arena where Krishna and Balrama are wrestling, different people are looking at that same person in different ways. So it's a very, very beautiful verse because this actually shows that Krishna has different flavors to himself. And so this verse is used by many of our acharyas in ISKCON and Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya to say that Krishna is Akhila Rasa Amrita Murti. What that means is Krishna is the reservoir of infinite pleasures. So they use this verse to say that. So I'll begin with prayers. Om Ajnana Timrandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guraya Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tiramine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharne Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshtarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Ram Ram. So that's why I chose this title for my presentation. He's really wonderful because he's the reservoir of all wonders. That is Krishna. So today in about 40-50 minutes, I'll try to establish why this Krishna is very, very wonderful. And first of all, thank you so much for giving your association in this very, very auspicious month of Kartik, which is very, very dear to Krishna as well. So one time there was a Russian devotee who used to come to our Bhakti Vriksha, and he was sharing with us sometime that one time they were all sitting in Bhagavatam class and they were all very, very tired. Just like all of us right now, 9 o'clock, sab dinner winner karke, we have offered Arati and we're all set, right? So all the audience, everybody was tired. And this is morning Bhagavatam class. So morning time Bhagavatam class. And right before the Bhagavatam class, what do? They've woken up at 2 a.m. They have done all their japa, and then the day before they went out for book distribution and they're already tired. They woke up at 2 a.m. They did their japa, and then they sat in the Bhagavatam class. So they were all very, very tired, and they were all almost falling asleep, and they fell asleep. The speaker, he got inspired by looking at the audience, so he also fell asleep. The speaker fell asleep, the audience fell asleep, and this went out for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, the pujari rang the bell. The pujari rang the bell, and everybody woke up like Jai Shri Prabhupada. Everybody woke up. So I hope I don't put you to sleep with my class. I'm going to try to entertain you as much as possible. So before I move forward, I sincerely want to share my acknowledgement to our Bhakti Vriksha. This is in New Jersey, Pinebrook, and this is our house, and this is our altar, and I'll show you the pictures of some of our deities. We all love videos, right? Especially short videos. We love them because we want to see WhatsApp motivational videos. We all love videos, isn't it? So how many of you are excited I want to show you some clips of this Supreme Lord, this Deva Deva, the God of all gods, Supreme Personality of Godhead. I want to show you some of the videos of this Supreme Lord. Are you guys ready? You want to see some of those videos? Okay. All right. Yes, so I'll show you, Jai, thank you. I'll show you 3 clips in total in this presentation, but I'll show you 2 clips to begin with. Okay, so here comes the first.
Don't tell Mother. No. Krishna, keep some butter for you too. Okay?
Krishna? What are you doing?
That greedy boy stealing your butter, not me. Krishna not greedy. I take butter from him to give you.
Oh, Krishna, you are the sweetest little thief in all the world.
Our mothers have their eyes on us now, Krishna. There is no way we can steal the delicious milk and butter. We can steal. How? Like calf, huh?
Nanda Maharaj, come and see your brave son.
So, so this is the video of what we call Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. So can anyone believe that this boy who is fearing his mother, fearing his brother, is Supreme Personality of Godhead? Can anyone believe that? Hmm? So this is my first clip. Okay. Ready for one more? Yes? Okay. All right. So here we go. The second one.
Please keep playing, Krishna dear. Your sweet music makes my hard work a joy.
No milk.
I'm not making milk, my little angel. Cows make milk. I'm churning butter.
Milk.
Oh, you want milk? My little jewel is hungry, isn't it?
Hungry.
Then you shall have all the milk your tummy can hold. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Huh? I'll be back in a minute, my darling. Sorry to interrupt you. Oh, Krishna. I know you're hiding, but you have nothing to fear, my clever little darling. I won't punish you for breaking my butter pot. Krishna? Krishna! Have you boys seen where Krishna has gone?
That was the second clip. So again, that similar question. Can anyone believe that this boy who is fearing his mother, fearing his brother, stealing butter, feeding the monkeys, this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Have you ever heard of such things in any other traditions? Even in our own tradition, Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, the big umbrella. Have you ever heard of such things, that this boy is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? This is very, very unique, right? So this boy who gets fooled by his friends, he gets beaten up by his friends, he's defeated by his friends, he dances to the tunes of gopis. This the Supreme Lord, right? So it's not that he was born ordinary child and became Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like some interpreters, they give this interpretation that some Mayavadis, for example, they interpret Mayavadis are impersonalist philosophers in Sanatana Dharma. they give this interpretation that he was an ordinary child, but over time he matured, and then he became a big diplomat, and then he became a big philosopher, and then he gave Bhagavad Gita. Haribol. So that's the interpretation given by impersonalist philosophers within Sanatana Dharma itself, right? But it is not like Krishna was born ordinary child and gym, he went to gym or LA Fitness and he worked out and he built up muscle and then he became Supreme Lord. It's not like that, right? So he was born Supreme Lord. He was born as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, right? So let's look at the traditional concept of God and let's see how it relates to what we just talked about, right? So the traditional concept of God, if you see, there are two ways you can see that. One is as protector, okay? So a lot of people seek divine energy or God for protection. We are in difficulties, please give us protection. So that's one way to approach God, right? And atheists who don't believe in such a divine power or God, they make fun of these people who are going and they think that these are very, very primitive and they're going to God for emotional assistance, for protection. Darke, they got frightened and so they're approaching the God, something like that, right? They also, say that they themselves don't have confidence, so they go and approach imaginary God. So they imagine for their mental relief, So that's what atheists or disbelievers think. Mm-hmm. So there is another way to think about this, and that is punisher, right? Protector, and then is punisher, right? And this punisher is people fear God. People fear God of wrongdoings or we don't know what, right? People fear God, right? And there was a French philosopher, and his name is Voltaire, and he was a big atheist, and whenever he used to speak about non-existence of God, he used to close all the doors so his servants will not listen to his speech. And the reason why he's doing is if his servants listen to him, then they will stop fearing. Then they will not listen to him at all. So he used to close all the doors before he said that there is no God. This French philosopher Voltaire. Okay, so people fear God, and some traditions, some theistic traditions, some religions, or actually I should say many religions, they exploit this fear in people. They exploit this fear in people. And I'm sure you must have seen movies like PK, OMG. These are, I know, Bollywood movies. Athena might not know them. For Athena, maybe Religulous, where they point out these problems with the religion, that fear in people, fear for God in people is exploited. And by exploiting this, they are exploited of many things. Money is one of them, right? So this traditional concept of God as protector and punisher, it's not new to our tradition also. Our tradition, meaning Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism, it's not new to our tradition also. Can anybody remember a shloka in Bhagavad Gita that talks about God as protector and punisher? Any one of you can think of? He's protecting some people and he's punishing some people.
Prabhu, I can think of one verse from 16th chapter, Tanaham Pushatah Kruran Samsareshu Naradhaman.
Very good. Very nice.
That's for punisher.
There's one more very, very famous verse that almost
Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkritam.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Suman Prabhu, thank you. Shivas Prabhu also, thank you. Yes. Yeah, so Paritranaya sadhunam Vinashaya dushkritam, right? Paritranaya, protect the devotees, and Vinashaya dushkritam, punish the miscreants, right? Right? Protector and punisher. So this concept is not new to us too, right? But is there deeper concept than this? That's the question that we are asking through this wonderful Krishna. I said that he's wonderful, right? So let's see what is he wonderful about. So this Paritranaya Sadhana Vinashaya Dushkritam, there are so many verses in Bhagavad Gita that became very famous that they almost made into TV commercials in India. They made into TV commercials. So there is this shloka in Bhagavad Gita, Utsi deyur ime loka na kuryam karma chedaham. This comes in 3rd chapter, and it says, Krishna is saying to Arjuna, if I do not perform, this whole world will be put to ruination. So one detergent powder company, they took this verse and they put it on the front of the packet. If I don't perform, this whole world will be put into ruination. So if the detergent doesn't perform, sab log will have different fragrances that we cannot tolerate, right? So they had this commercial on that. Huh? So if you look at the definition of what is God, right? One way to define God, and this comes in Vishnu Purana, where Parashar Muni explains that a person who is full in 6 opulences can be called as God. And what are those 6 opulences? Those 6 opulences are strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation, right? So these are the 6 opulences. No, so I just said that little boy who was feeding butter to the monkeys, fearing his mother, and doing all the nonsense, that boy is the Supreme Lord. Now, if that boy is the Supreme Lord, now think about these 6 things, right? If he has all strength, why is he fearing Mother Yashoda? If he has all wealth, why is he stealing? Why is he stealing butter, right? Right? So we can go like this for all the points, right? And there's one more question that we should ask is, and by looking at this picture, everybody knows that this is the universal form of the Lord, right? If this is his original form, why is he not moving around in this form, right? Which, there's a Purusha Sukta, there is a verse that says, Sahasra Sirsha Purushaka, Sahasraksha Sahasrapat, 1,000 heads, 1,000 mouths, 1,000 eyes. My father taught me this verse when I was in undergraduate. And I asked my dad, out of my own ignorance, I asked my dad, if there are 1,000 heads, shouldn't there be 2,000 eyes? Why is he saying Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha? He's saying 1,000 eyes, 1,000 heads, 1,000 eyes. As I said, you shouldn't have 2,000. So my father explained that Sahasra means infinite, right? Sahasra Sirsha Purusha means infinity. But anyway, if that is the universal form, that is his original form, then why is he not moving around in that form? Right? We don't see him moving with 1,000 heads, right? Right? So, and upar se, on top of it, the verse we read in the beginning, Mallanam Ashanir Nranam, in that verse, Jitendra Prabhu, right? You read the translation, right? So when you're reading the translation, it said, unintelligent people look at Krishna in the universal form. That was said, right? That was very, very shocking, right? Unintelligent people look at him in the universal form. So Krishna in Vrindavan is completely different. He's completely different. He is not wearing the hat of a protector. He's not wearing the hat of a punisher, or he's not bothering about opulences. He is this simple cowherd boy, this village cowherd boy who is like feeding the cows, calves, birds, squirrels. So this is the simple village boy. So he is not this corporate Vishnu with all opulences and all that. You don't see that. He's just simple village boy. Right? That is Vrindavan. And that is Krishna in Vrindavan. This is something very, very wonderful about Krishna. Now we'll go deeper into why is this actually wonderful. It looks wonderful right now, but I'm going to make more qualified arguments. Why is this wonderful, right? So Krishna does not cause fear. If he's all powerful, when such a man is walking, usually you will see that they will cause fear, right? Actually, there is a Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a verse that says, Yad bhibheti swayam bhayam. The fear personified himself fears Krishna, right? This is very, very deep, right? So, but such a person, such Krishna, is not causing fear, but what is he doing instead? He himself is fearing. He's fearing his brother, he's fearing his mother, right? So this is very, very unique. This is very, very wonderful, right? So now the next thing is Brajvasis do not depend on Krishna. But Krishna depends on Brajvasis. Krishna wants butter from them. Krishna wants nice sweet pastimes from them. Krishna wants friendship from them, right? So Brajvasis do not depend on Krishna, but Krishna in turn depends on Brajvasis. Ye kaise Supreme Lord hue? If he has everything, then why is he depending on somebody else, right? Why is he depending on somebody else? And then look at this Brajvasis. They do not pray to Krishna. They do not pray to Krishna like many, many people do. They pray for Krishna. If a demon is attacking, for example, they pray that, oh God, please save this little boy Krishna. He is our darling of Vrindavan. He is our beloved child. Please protect him. They pray for Krishna. They are not praying to Krishna for something, right? So this type of Bhagavan, this type of Lord, he's unheard of, right? This is radically different concept of God that we haven't heard. So one German devotee, he flew to India, exploring Krishna consciousness. He flew to India. Then he found that this village boy, they're worshipping him as the Bhagavan, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then he was wondering, Vishnu, he has 4 hands. He seems magical to me. He seems Superman to me. He seems super powerful to me. But this is a village boy. He's just playing flute. That's it, right? What else is he doing, right? So then Srila Prabhupada explained to him that more hands means more work. And he's the boss. This 2-handed boy is the boss. More hands means more work. Vishnu has 4 hands and he's the corporate version of Krishna, right? And Durga has even more hands. And what is she doing? She's controlling this Durgam, this planet of material world, right? So Srila Prabhupada explained that, and the German was like, okay, that makes sense. All right. So this wonderful Krishna is unheard of in any other tradition other than this bhakti tradition. Okay. So now let's go back and let's look at how traditional approach to God is perceived. How is it perceived, right? So this is very famous verse in Bhagavad Gita again in 7th chapter, and it says, Arto jignasur artharthi jnani chaturvidha bhajante mam. Right? There are 4 kinds of people who approach Krishna, and that is Arto, Jignasur, Artharthi, Jnani. Artha means distressed, Jignasur are the inquisitive, and Artharthi is one who desires material gain, right? Artharthi means mujhe kya milega mentality. So atheists make fun of even these kinds of people. They say that these people, they are bored of doing business with people around them. So they have outsourced that business to gods and demigods in the skies. So they are doing business with them directly. Seedha, upar se business kare, right? So, and then is Jnani, one who knows the absolute truth, and he's approaching Krishna as the absolute truth. So Srila Prabhupada, so there are all kinds of persons who approach Krishna, and Srila Prabhupada used to call this world as a place of cheaters and cheated. If you have some propensities, there's always somebody who wants to exploit those propensities. Recently in the news, in India, there's a news that somebody sold a doctor. They told him that this is real Aladdin lamp. And they said, genie niklega. The genie is going to come out of it. and they sold that lamp for $200,000 US dollars to an Indian doctor. Educated person. He purchased $200,000 Aladdin lamp, expecting that genie will come out of it. And so this is not, it didn't happen 100 years ago. It's happening today. Okay, so there are these different kinds of people. Artharthi, right? What can I get? So I'm going to offer a coconut to the Lord, and oh Lord, please give me a job that can pay me $1 million, and you will offer one coconut, right? That's the deal, right? So there are these mentalities, right? But if you see, so this is 7:16, right? 4 verses down the line, there is another verse that says Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabhaha Bahunam Janmanamante. This is very, very famous verse again. Just 4 verses down the line. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Now, if you look at the mentalities of these Vrajavasis, their lives were centered, all the time they were centered around Krishna. So for them, the idea of Krishna was not as a fulfiller of desires, but the idea of Krishna was fulfillment of their desires. Krishna was fulfillment of their desires. He was not fulfiller of their desires, right? So this is Vraja Bhakti, and this is very, very precious. This is wonder, okay? Now, somebody was saying, again, I'm back to that slide where it says 4 types of people approach, right? Does anybody remember what artho means?
Distressed.
Distressed. Thank you, Roshan. So artho means distressed, right? So somebody was asked, there are 4 kinds of people who approach Krishna. What are those 4 kinds of people? And without hesitating, this guru replied, artho, 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 artho. So there are 4 kinds of people who approach distress, 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 because this is a majority of category, majority of people. Okay, I don't want to name any of those incidents, but when those incidents happen in our real lives, we get shaken up and then we approach Krishna without drama, right? So artho, right, distressed. But look at these Vrajvasis. Presence of Krishna caused more stress to Vrajvasis. Because Krishna came to Vrindavan, all these demons that were sent by Kamsa, they were attacking. Vrajvasis also, they were getting stress and distress. Because Krishna came, oh, I'm sorry, my echo was, okay. So, because Krishna came to Vrindavan, he brought a lot of stress. He didn't bring Thanksgiving deals to Vrajvasis, right? He got a lot of stress to Vrajvasis, right? So this is Vrajvasis. And the culmination of this type of Vrajvasis is gopis. But before I go to the gopis, right, I want to talk about this pastime of Govardhan Parikrama, where Krishna is lifting Govardhan Hill, right? Krishna is lifting Govardhan Hill. When Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, Vrajvasis didn't go to Krishna, Krishna, please save us, Krishna, please save us. That was not the purpose of this Govardhan Leela, this pastime. The purpose was that Krishna wanted to arrange a nice little yatra, a nice little tour for all the Vrajvasis. So Krishna was like, Indra, please sponsor all business class tickets for all the Vrajvasis, all the front row seating and eye-to-eye contact. And all the Vrajvasis, they were nicely camping in the presence of Krishna. This was the whole reason for this, for Govardhan Leela pastime. It was not like Vrajvasis were in some stress or distress. They were enjoying in the company of Krishna. So the culmination of these Vrajvasis is gopis. Vraja Bhakti, the culmination of Vraja Bhakti is gopis. Gopis could not tolerate a moment of separation from Krishna. So in this slide itself, Krishna is right here. He's just right there. He's just hiding. Okay. Now, even that moment of separation, these gopis, they could not tolerate. In Gopi Gita, there is this very, very sweet verse, and it says, Jayati Tedhikam Janmana Vraja Shrayata Indira Shashwadatrahi Daita Drisyatam Dikshutavaka Tvaidrita Shava Tvam Vichinvate. So in this sweet verse, gopis are saying to Krishna that we are your devoted servants. We are living just to see you. And we have been searching everywhere for you. So please show us yourself to us. So this is gopis. And to these gopis, what did Krishna do? Krishna gave them more stress and distress by leaving them. And if you look at the definition of gopis, it is a decade of association. 10 years they were together, and a century of separation. 100 years they were suffering in separation from Krishna. Now, if you love someone, who will give you stress? Right? Now, this, you cannot find any material example for this. If somebody is giving you stress, then that means that they are abusing you or something, right? There is no material comparison for this, right? So if you want to understand what is this love of gopis, if you want to understand what is this love of gopis, we need bionic eyes. Bionic eyes chahiye. What type of bionic eyes? Brahma himself says in Brahma Samhita, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. We need some type of new wonderful eyes that are anointed with love, so you can see what is the love between gopis and Krishna. So this Lord that we are talking is beyond the concept of peace. He's beyond the concept of peace. So now let's try to understand what does this mean, right? So one sadhu, he was touring in Middle East, and somebody came to him and he said, Salam. And then the sadhu was like, what does it mean? This is the highest way to salute in our tradition. And it means, may peace be with you. Then the sadhu, he replied to him very jokingly, he replied to him, I'm already peaceful. No, thank you. And this is not the highest way to salute in our tradition. We do namaste in our tradition. And the guy got very, very angry. And the guy said, God loves me. And then the sadhu said, the way you are, only God can love you. So this Lord we are talking is beyond the concept of peace. Beyond the concept of peace ka matlab kya hai? So here I'm showing a picture of Queen Kunti, right? And Queen Kunti, I don't know how many of you have got to read prayers of Queen Kunti. And in those prayers, very, very remarkable, one prayer, she prays for more difficulties to come in her life. And, are you out of your mind? That's the first question we'll think of. Why are you praying for more difficulties? Are there not enough difficulties in your life? You're praying for more difficulties. Your children were suffering. They were denied the kingdom that they rightfully owned it, and then they were sent to forests, and so many things happened. So many difficulties happened in her life. Still, she's asking for more difficulties. The reason why she's asking for more difficulties is because when we have difficulties, you please check your hearts. When we have difficulties, when we go to Krishna, there is no drama in our prayer. There is no drama in our prayer when we have difficulties. When we are going through difficulties, suddenly the quality of our japa goes up. Magically, it goes up. Suddenly, we are like, the tears are automatically rolling. How is this happening? Right? How is this happening? So we do see that that when there are difficulties, there is no drama in our prayers. That is why she's asking. So now this is Kunti Maharani. Now there are so many others, exemplary devotees. They can ask for difficulties, but Can one of you raise your hand? Can you ask for difficulties? As if we don't have enough, COVID-19, we are sealed, we are endless, right? None of us want difficulties. So why am I bringing this point is, just like there was summer and then there came winter. This was the first time we celebrated White Halloween. We had snow for Halloween itself, we had snow, right? Summer ke baad, winter came. Now, after winter, summer will come again, right? Just like that, difficulties are going to come. Happiness, there will be happiness. There will be difficulties. There will be happiness. There will be difficulties. When the difficulties hit us, the question that we should ask ourselves is, will we go to Krishna without pretense? Will we go to Krishna? Or even in that situation, are we going to depend on our bank balance, or depend on our physical strength, or depend on our relatives, or depend on 100 other things? That's the question that we have to ask. Because unasked, happiness will come. Unasked, distress will come also. Because we are in this material world. It's a package, right? So, more than being peaceful is being purposeful, right? More than being peaceful is being purposeful. Every one of us should ask this question: what is the purpose of our life, right? What is the purpose of our life, right? Now, a car, you will put fuel in the car and the car runs, right? The purpose of the car is not consuming the fuel, but taking you to a certain destination, right? That's the purpose of a car, right? Exactly like that, eating, sleeping, living in a house, or procreating and defending ourselves, is that the purpose of our life? Is that the purpose of our life? We need to question all this, right? Is that the purpose of all these four things that animals do it, right? Ahar, nidra, bhaya, maidhanam cha. Animals do it, we also do it, right? These are, all these four things, these are like a car consuming fuel. Consuming fuel is not the purpose for the car. The purpose of a car is to take you to a destination. If you take that analogy, and if we treat ourselves with these bodies as cars, the purpose is journey and the purpose is destination. That is the purpose we need to be thinking. What is that destination? What is that journey that we're taking? That's the question that we need to be asking, right? So the most famous shlokas in Bhagavad Gita are 4.7 and 4.8, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya and Paritranaya Sadhunam, that Suman Prabhu said, Paritranaya Sadhunam, right? These most famous verses in Gita, they talk about this concept of law, right? But Srila Prabhupada, who is founder Acharya of ISKCON, everybody knows, that's why we should say Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada, he quoted this verse more. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvataha. He quoted this verse more. And why did he do this verse more? Because this evoke concept of love. And that is this wonderful Krishna who is trying to establish this concept of love within us, right? And how can we experience that love? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives that formula to us. Before I go for Gaur Kumar Prabhu, I think I'm over time, isn't it?
It's okay, Prabhu. You can go ahead. It's okay.
Okay. Few more minutes?
Yeah.
Like how many more minutes? Can you?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, Prabhu, I hope that's not a torture.
No. It's we're loving every minute of this. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll take that. Rightfully, I'll take that 15 minutes. Okay. So how can we experience this love, right? How can we experience this love? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives this verse, and he actually pioneered this verse. This verse was always there in Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. In this age of Kali, Sumedhasaha, intelligent people, he is emphasizing that. Intelligent people will perform congregational chanting. chanting. They will perform chanting. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was saying this verse, he became very, very emotional. And that's when the 8 prayers of Sikshashtakam came automatically from his mouth when he was saying this verse, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishna, right? So this is a very, very simple but not easy process. Just like Srila Prabhupada says, simple but not easy, is chanting this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And this will take us from faith all the way to love. This Mahamantra will take us. This simple Mahamantra. That's why this is simple. Simple, but not easy. Why is it not easy? We'll come to that in just a second here. But this simple mantra will take us from faith all the way to love. So 99% of our progress in Krishna consciousness depends on the quality of our japa, depends on the quality of our chanting. Okay, so in ISKCON, just like any other organization, any other religious organization, any other spiritual organization, there are a lot of commercial events going on. This is Bhadra Purnima, this is Adhik Mas, this is Kartik Mas, this is Janmashtami, this is Gita. There are a lot of commercial events going on. But the essence, Srila Prabhupada says this in Nectar of Instruction, the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement is to make everyone chant japa. Chant this mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Now, as a practitioner, we should not get sucked into these commercial aspects and focus on what is the essence. And that essence is this japa. One Jain sadhu, he did tapasya for 6 months and he was breaking the fast. And he did tapasya for 6 months. He was taking only few drops of water. He did tapasya for 6 months. When he was breaking the fast, there was an auction. Who will prepare khichdi for him? There was an auction that started at few lakhs of rupees and it ended at 22 crores. The person who donated 22 crores, he finally made khichdi and he gave it to this Jain sadhu to break the fast. So there are all kinds of commercial aspects in every spiritual organization, okay? But the sublime essential message we should never miss. And that for Krishna consciousness is japa, right? This 99% of our progress in Krishna consciousness depends on japa. The problem is everyone wants change, but nobody wants to change. That is unfortunate situation. Everybody wants change, but nobody wants to change. We all look for miracles. This is the problem that was exposed in PK, OMG, Religulous. There's so many movies and documentaries that exposed these. We want miracles. We want to go to some Baba and we want to get electric shock. If you want electric shock, don't waste your money. You just put your finger in power terminal and it will give you electrical shock for free. You don't have to waste money going to Babas, right? We look for stars to align. You know, when two people are getting married, there is like stars matching and all that, you know. Question to ask is, if you keep looking at stars, who will work on the ground? Between wife and husband, who will work on the ground? If you just keep looking at stars, stars are not aligning. Who will do the hard work between wife and husband, between two partners, between two friends? If you keep looking at the stars, right? So we have been habituated for miracles. I chanted 16 rounds of japa today. I want some type of miracle to happen, right? We are habituated to miracles. We have come to witness miracles. May it be Salman Khan, may it be Virat Kohli, may it be some rock stars, may it be a sannyasi speaking, may it be a monk speaking, may it be a kirtaniya singing. We come to witness miracle. That is our problem. Instead, we need to be asking the question, if we want change, can I change? Do I really, really want it that badly? Okay. So now, And so this is a book, very, very sweet book by Dhanurdhar Swami, and it is called Kirtan Sutras. And I highly recommend it. If you have an opportunity, please get that book. Karan Prabhu is already yawning, and I think I'm going really, really over time, Prabhu. So this Kirtan of the Gopas, Maharaj gives 4 tips. You have to chant with a heart that is melted from love. Chant with feeling, chant with emotion. If you want to chant like a machine, then turn on a machine, right? Prabhupada Japa machine, just turn it on. Why are you going like that, right? So don't chant like a machine, chant with feeling. Make it attractive to the mind. Make it easy for the mind. Third, make it appropriate for the occasion. There are different occasions, different festivals. You need to set that mood. And then number 4, slowly, and it builds up gradually. And that means we need to have patience, right? If we get impatient about the destination, then we lose the sweetness of journey, right? Safar khoobsurat hai manzil se bhi, right? So the journey is sweeter than the destination. So don't lose that. Don't be obsessed with the mangoes and stop grooming, planting, watering. Don't be obsessed with the mangoes. They will come. They will eventually come, right? That's why Krishna says ma phaleshu. The fruit will come and that will be given to Krishna, right? All right. So now I'm talking about so many miracles here, but I will actually show you a real miracle. And this happened about 70 years back. This happened, okay? And I'll give these slides to Gaur Kumar Prabhu so you can also see them. And I'm not going to read the whole pastime, but this is a temple in Himalaya where there is a deity of this Krishna, this little Krishna, okay? And in the night, the pujari, he forgot to put the chadar for this Krishna deity. And in the middle of the night, he heard a voice, Dada, Dada, I'm feeling cold. And this pujari, he woke up. He was actually tensed if he made if he heard a ghost or something, and he woke up. And then he found that it was actually Krishna. It was actually the deity that was speaking to him, right? And to that deity, who is Supreme Lord Krishna, this pujari asked him, you also feel cold? And just by hearing that, Krishna had tears in his eyes. For that moment, Krishna had tears in his eyes, and he's communicating to this pujari that I'm not Supreme Lord, I'm your little brother, and you are my elder brother. That's it. I'm not Supreme Lord. Don't put me into that corporate box. I am this very, very simple boy who is your brother. That's it. So this happened to Ronald Nixon, and this happened in a village, Mirtola, in Himalayas. So this is from book Dr. Experiences in Bhakti by Dr. O.B.L. Kapoor, who is Srila Prabhupada's godbrother. So there is hope. There is hope that there are sweet reciprocations. There are sweet reciprocations of the Lord. And there's this unique pastime that we celebrate. This whole month of Kartik, we celebrate this pastime. We are all, many of you are from Hindu tradition, coming from India. Some of you know this tradition. Tell me one festival or one pastime that we celebrate for one entire month. One entire month. There is no other. Navratri we celebrate for 9 nights. One full month we are celebrating, and that is this very, very unique pastime of Damodar Leela. And we are very much over time, so I'm not going to go into this video. But this pastime gives a very, very important lesson, and that is 2 important lessons. That is, we should have our endeavor, and then the Lord will reciprocate. We should have our endeavor, and then Krishna will show his mercy. Okay, so I'm going to close there. So that is this Krishna who loves so much that he is controlled by love. That is this wonderful Krishna that I was trying to present. Okay, so if we have this love within us, then we can give this love to somebody else. if our pocket is empty, you cannot give anything to others, right? So before we preach is a really derogatory word these days. Before you give, you should have it with you, right? Right? So before you can give love, you should have that love within you. So that means first we need to practice, and then maybe someday Krishna will make us eligible to give it to somebody else. Okay. With that, always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Thank you so much. And I'm really, really sorry for going overtime. Please excuse me. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Raman Krishna Prabhu. That was amazing. And for those of you who don't know, these are Raman Krishna Prabhu's deities. The last three pictures that he showed. Beautiful Narsinghadev deity, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Gaur Nitai. So thank you, Raman Krishna Prabhu. This was really, really nice.
Thank
Do
you.
you have really 5 minutes for questions, Prabhu?
Sure.
Okay.
Prabhu.
If anybody has any questions,
sorry
please.
for going overtime. Please.
That's totally fine. We have gone way beyond this sometimes. So if anybody has any questions, this is the opportunity. Please don't hesitate.
So can I ask one question here? Thank you, Raman Krishna Prabhu. It was a very Rasik lecture. Really very nice. So, Prabhu, yeah, it was so inspiring to hear that japa is the essence of our practices, and again the mind wanders. It has to be brought back. The practices need to be renewed and refreshed. So, Prabhu, the fourth point that you mentioned from Dhanurdhar Maharaj. Yeah.
Slowly and gradually was the fourth one.
Yes. Yeah. So, does it apply to our journey in with Krishna consciousness, as in we begin with 1 round, 2 rounds, and then go up to 16 rounds, or was that point applicable to every sitting of chanting?
Oh, slowly. What I meant by slowly is that after you chant for, I was talking about 16 rounds, Prabhu. So I'm not giving you any shortcut there. Ki chant 1 round this year and after 16 years go to 16 rounds. I'm not saying that, okay? Don't get that out of your head. I'm not giving you that. What I was saying was we chanted today, okay? How many other rounds, okay? We chanted today. And then you start questioning ki ecstasy nahi mila. You didn't feel the ecstasy, So that's when I'm saying slowly and gradually. It takes years, it takes lifetimes. That's what I mean by slowly and gradually, not the progression in the number of rounds. So, आप बहुत intelligent हो, I know.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's quite encouraging.
Anyone else? Yeah, Nityakishwar.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for your class. Sorry, there was a 1 second, was echo because of me logging in from.
No problem.
So, along with Srivastandra Prabhu's question of the fourth point, I have a question on the third point.
Sir.
You said appropriate for the occasion. So I always have a difficulty in finding japa appropriate for the occasion. For example, today is Gaur Kishadar Babaji's, disappearance day, right?
Right.
So wondering, what should be our meditative mood on such days where there's appearance and disappearance days, or even, Janmashtamis, or so what should be the mood, and how should we?
Right. That's honestly, you and Prabhu are exemplary to us. You're worshipable to us, Mataji. Please treat this as a humble offering. Hare Krishna. I'm in no way qualified to speak in front of you. Neither all these exalted devotees. But Mataji, appropriate for the occasion. For example, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj hated if somebody was expressing emotions. If somebody was showing Ashta Satvika Bhav, then he would chase them away with a stick. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was against people being impressed with miracles. Vrajvasis themselves were questioning. When Krishna lifted Govardhan hill, Vrajvasis went direct to Nanda Maharaj. How did this happen? Who is this boy? How did this happen? They were not gullible people, right? They were not people who were believing that Ganeshji will drink milk. They were not people who were believing that ye deity ban gaya. They were not gullible people. They actually specifically went and questioned, right? Nanda Maharaj, how did this happen? So then Nanda Maharaj answers that Gargacharya actually explained that he is non-different than Narayan. Maybe he is. Maybe that's why he is able to lift the Govardhan hill like this. Then they peacefully go under the Govardhan hill. Okay. So when all these acharyas, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Vamshidas Babaji Maharaj, he saw a train going, and he felt like, okay, that the front engine is Krishna and all the compartments are gopis. That was his meditation. So when we think of these acharyas, we get into that mood, right? That's what I mean by appropriate for the occasion. But honestly, appropriate for the occasion could be anything like, say, for example, tonight, with my two daughters, Lalita and Vishakha, I'm going to read Ramayana. And then that will be my meditation next day. Appropriate for the occasion is, it could be that occasion that you are making that. Yeah. Yes. Alex, thank you.
Athena has a question. Athena, yes. You can unmute and speak.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for such a nectarian sweet class. I just had a quick question, and I apologize. On one of your slides, you had said that 99% of our progress in Krishna consciousness is based on our japa. I'm curious, where is that statistic from? And I'm asking because although, yes, especially in ISKCON and maybe this age, it's emphasized of our chanting, but we know that one can perfect his or her life through any one of the angas of bhakti. So can you elaborate a little bit more on that point on your slide? Thank you so much.
Very, very nice question. And rightfully coming from UPenn Business School, where is the statistic 99% from? Very nice question. Thank you. And also, Athena Matsuji, I really apologize for the Hindi in between my class. It comes out naturally. Please forgive me for that. So to answer your question, there are different 9 processes of bhakti, like you're saying, and you can perfect in any of the process. But our sampradaya, and actually many other sampradayas also, they emphasize on Shravanam and Kirtanam, the first 2 limbs, right? Shravanam is hearing and Kirtanam is chanting. Shravanam, Kirtanam, that will automatically lead to remembrance. That is the ultimate benefit. That's why all my classes, they conclude with that same message. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. There's a book that I have that is a summary of Bhagavad Gita that is written by Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj. The conclusion, there's one sentence. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's the conclusion, one statement, right? One statement, that is always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And the way you lead to that is Shravanam. First you need to hear. Before you speak, you need to hear, right? And that is Shravanam, right? Hear, and then you will speak, and that is Kirtanam. These 2 processes, if we do sincerely these 2 processes, Smaranam will automatically happen. So this has been emphasized by Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Instruction, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura, Baladevi Vidyabhushana, Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami actually says 3 things that you need: Namaruchi, Jivadaya, Vaishnava Seva. Taste for holy name, compassion for the others, Vaishnava Seva, service. So that statistic resonates in different acharyas and in different traditions as well. Holy name, right? Hope that answers.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So thank you so much, Raman Krishna Prabhu, again for your time and being with us at a very short notice. His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu was supposed to speak today, but Raman Krishna Prabhu, who is like very, very close to Yugal Kishore Prabhu actually, and he immediately said yes, and he agreed to speak. So thank you so much, Raman Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, bro. Thank you all for giving this association. It was wonderful being with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Hari.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So next week, Athena Mataji will be speaking. The topic is not confirmed yet, so I'll send you a message later. Thank you so much. Okay, so Hare Krishna. I'll see you all next Wednesday.
Hare.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Bol Vinay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
How are you doing, Vinay Prabhu?
I'm good, Prabhu. I joined 15-20 minutes late actually.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Where you at? Sorry, you have a question?
I logged into wrong Zoom link, so I was
Achha.
waiting there. Yes.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
It was like very amazing class. Prabhuji left or he is?
Prabhuji is here. Raman Krishna Prabhu is here.
Okay.
Thank
you. Raman Krishna Prabhu. It was so amazing class actually. I'm like, I'll catch up in first 15 minutes now. Yeah, it was like really nice. Yeah.
No problem. I'm feeling bad that you missed Yugal Kishore Prabhuji today.
Oh, no.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare. Prabhu, you have like Narsimha Deva deities at home, Prabhu? Like I'm really like this is something I first time heard. So.
Oh yeah. Lakshmi Narsimha Deva deities.
Okay.
Just a second, bro. Actually, I'll send this to Gaurakumar Prabhu. We can share with you.
I'll definitely share with everyone. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, please.
So, they are so beautiful.
Yeah. Hari Hari.
Hari Hari.
Hari Bol Prabhu.
Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Dhanyavads. Hari Bol.